Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of the Game Informer Show podcast. I'm Suriel Vasquez. I'm here with Leo Vader.
Charmed.
And today's feature will be our last feature for our Destiny 2 Forsaken month of coverage. We'll be asking Steve Cotton and Scott Taylor your questions pulled from both Game Informer site and YouTube. So without further ado, here's our conversation with Steve Cotton and Scott Taylor. We're going to start with some of the most popular questions we got from both YouTube and Game Informer's site. So the thing I saw the most probably was from Dion H, who says, will we see more secret quests like the Whisper of the Worlds? I think it's Worms, right? Within Forsaken. Yeah. And who were the minds behind that quest?
Yes, you will. Not exactly like the Whisper of the Worms. The minds behind it were the live team. I know Rob Adams, and there was a bunch of people that worked on that. A huge team that worked on the Whisper. But we were. I love that quest.
I haven't done it yet.
I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I did not have a chance to complete it.
4 times, no success.
Right. And so with the energy slot, with the weapon slots changing, what slot will the Whisper of the Worm weapon be moved to?
It's going to stay a power weapon.
Okay. All right. So Hot Buzz on Game Informer site says, do they plan on adding more timed exclusive events and rewards or less? Sort of like the Iron Banner and the faction rallies.
So, yes, the plan is to add more, but we're not talking about all the details with the annual pass right now.
Sure, but there's more on the way, right?
Hopefully.
Okay. So one of the things we saw a lot was also from McMillie on YouTube. Says, can we get a mechanic to enable character changing, like to recustomize your character, sort of change your hair, face, anything like that, since you sort of start off with your default and then you basically can't change it after that?
Yeah, nothing coming in.
I think that's a great idea.
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
Got a couple questions here about the armor. Panic245 on Game Informer asks, how will the new Masterwork system be in Forsaken? In the Forsaken reveal, Bungie mentioned how we'll be able to progress levels on guns. Can you talk more about that?
So legendary armor is going to drop with a random bonus stat. It's not rerollable, but it can be upgraded. So when it's fully upgraded, it becomes a Masterwork.
Okay. And so can you upgrade that multiple times?
To 10.
To 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Then it's,
Dane Meinhardt on YouTube asks, Masterwork exotic armor? ?
No, not in Forsaken. Sorry. That name.
What was his name?
What was the name?
Dane
Meinhardt. Great name.
Oh, okay.
We're going to have a lot of fun with these names.
Here's another good one. Modadalin.
I'm not going to try with that one.
What will be required to infuse a year 1 item up to year 2 power levels?
So you're going to be able to infuse depending on your slot. So we're taking away some of the restrictions with what weapons will infuse into others. If you don't have an auto rifle, you can still infuse into an auto rifle with anything in that slot. Basically, we've made it easier to find stuff to infuse, but it's going to cost more to do it. So the cost scales with what it is that you're infusing into it. So duplicates are the cheapest.
Right. Sure. Nerf That Nerd asks, how do armor perks work? Can you give some examples of armor perks?
You want to try that? Okay.
you talked to her.
So yeah, a piece of armor is going to roll with 2 perks. The first is a modifier on your abilities or your output with certain weapons. And the second is a modifier on your applies to your ammo economy. And then so these perks are more about combining and enhancing sort of your specific play style. For example, if you really like running with a scout rifle and the new Voidwalker path, which has a really sweet grenade, you're going to look for pieces of armor that have scout rifle bonuses and the perk that changes the way your grenade throws and the cooldown.
All right. So we're going to do some, we're going to do some quick gun requests just because I saw these a lot more than I would have thought. So the first one is the last word going to be back in this DLC? It's a no-brainer with the whole Western theme Forsaken brings, and that's from Daniel on Game Informer.
I don't think we're announcing any new exotics, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We're not announcing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots more.
We might very soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Because one of these questions is just bad juju, which I saw a lot.
That's the same answer. I think like very, very, very soon you'll get some more info.
So Game Watch on YouTube says, can we get a hint about the triangular ships in the end cutscenes of the campaign and why the light activated them?
Not in
No.
Forsaken. Yeah.
Okay.
No hints.
All right.
It's intriguing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Very intriguing.
Next up, Mez Williams on YouTube asks the question on everyone's mind: why you kill the Cade 6, fam?
Why
You
did you
should take
do
this
that?
one because Scott hates Cade. That's
No,
why.
no, no.
No.
No, I mean,
I think we've answered. I think we've talked about this a lot at E3. We talked about the things that we wanted to do with the story and add the consequence. I know that he's still just asking why. Why, please no. But it just made sense for Forsaken, and
it was the right story.
it's
for
the right
this.
story
Yeah.
that we wanted to tell.
Mr. Explicit asks, so for new players just coming into the game Destiny 2, as we see Cade does die, but he is part of the vanilla story. Will his death only be triggered once you start the Forsaken expansion, or will he no longer be there?
I'll do one.
Yeah, you should do one.
You're just
Sorry.
like
yeah, I know.
hogging
Yeah,
everything. This is great.
This one's easy.
So yeah, we're not removing Cade from the Red War story or anything like that. So after that, yeah, you'll come back to the tower and you'll find that he's not there anymore, and then that sets off after that. So for people who play through it, and he's he'll be there. So
he won't be in
there.
the tower, but he'll be in all of the story content through the original D2 campaign.
Including strikes, he'll still be the one doing like the voiceover.
Yep.
Yeah, we kind of think of strikes as like
A moment
moments
in time.
So it's like it kind of is this replaying this thing that happened. But we did take his voice out of some of the patrols.
Yeah.
So like in the open world, when you go out and there's a patrol, and it's more like happening now, we took his voice out.
Cool. Brandon Marshall asks, is Cade going to be memorialized in the tower?
Is this the NFL receiver, Brandon Marshall?
I always had him. on
He's
my
a big
team.
fan, yeah.
Like he was on my fantasy team a couple years ago.
So the tower will be reacting to Cade's loss, and what that exactly means, we want players to find out when they head in on that first day.
For sure.
I expect the next question to be from LeBron James. So
Mhm.
Yes, LeBron James asks, who's our new Hunter Vanguard?
oh gosh, I think you have to play the game and find out. There are several new characters in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
The Vanguard's different.
yeah, Cade's death is going to affect the Vanguard, and you're going to see what that means exactly in just how long? 6 weeks?
6 weeks, not
Oh
long.
man. Wait, yep.
Blobby Blob asks, what will happen to Cade's treasure maps?
They're gone.
They're gone.
No more treasure maps.
No more treasure maps.
All right, Beam.
Sorry.
All right. And we'll skip the next one. I think we already covered it.
So Captain Buttfarts on YouTube says,
Wait,
what
what was that?
Captain Buttfarts? What
Wait.
content is included with Gambit? Are there Gambit specific weapons and armor, or will there be a heroic version with any kinds of modifiers?
Gambit's going to have its own unique armor and weapons. Right now, it's just there's the base version of Gambit. It's its own node on the director, and you play it, and that's what we're launching with.
All right. And does the Gambit mode affect sort of your overall Crucible KD ratio? That's from
So-
Dog on.
So yeah, Gambit's not a Crucible mode. It's a
Okay.
whole new thing, so it doesn't affect your KD in the Crucible.
Okay. And so Nerf That Nerd on Game Informer says, what about the year 1 tokens? Can you get year 2 gear with those?
Only on the Gunsmith, Zavala, and Shax.
Okay.
But yes, you can.
All right. And Little Man Stocks on YouTube says, are they going to make legendary engrams more rewarding? So if you go, from the various sources where you can get non-powerful legendary engrams, will there be any way to make them more rewarding?
I think that the answer is no, probably.
Okay.
We're still working on a lot of the tuning there. So, no.
Okay. And on the Crucible side, Sharif Johans on Game Informer says, will you be addressing the team shooting mechanic in the sandbox update? Because right now, sort of a lot of the other ties into the next question. Basically, the time to kill, a lot of people asked about lowering it, raising it. Are you guys going to be addressing that sort of around the time? Because I know you guys mentioned that the Crucible updates would be sort of splitting off a little bit into its own sort of schedule.
Yeah,
So.
the team's working on that stuff right as we speak, and so I think we'll have more to talk about that closer to launch or right around launch. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Casey Coddington asks, are there any plans to add an in-game looking for group system or clan
Nope.
chat on consoles?
No,
No to both?
not for Forsaken. Yeah.
Gotcha. Scalap asks, will the hand cannon regain the damage it had in Destiny 1?
Well, I think this goes along with the question previously. I think the team's working on the balancing of the weapons and the time to kill and things like that right now. So I can't really answer that right now.
Sure. Another question. Is the story or lore already written entirely, or did you make it evolve and progress from year to year?
I'm obsessed with the lore in the Forsaken, the stuff you find. So it's a combination of those two things. You're going to see there's a bunch of stuff that was we're building upon that was written, and then there's a bunch of new stuff that we're getting based on feedback and what we get excited about. And so it's a combination of both things that are established that we evolve and look at, and all new stuff.
Sure. Jagula also asks, the lore made Destiny special for so many Guardians and communities. Is that type of beneath-the-surface storytelling going to become more of a focus again in Forsaken?
Yeah,
I'd say yes. I'd say it's going to be a big part. Sorry, at my desk yesterday and today, I've been like obsessively doing this. So for me, definitely.
It's like an
really
in-game
good
novel. It's like
it's really cool.
Nucci by nature, sorry. Could someone with an opportunity to speak to Bungie about Forsaken in the upcoming month please mention the letters SRL?
Consider it done. You just did it. Done.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Jumper256 asks, will Sparrow flipping, honking, and racing come back?
Not in Forsaken.
Nothing coming soon.
Okay. Shifting gears a little bit. Delta X Zombies on Game Informer site says, what is the recommended power for the new raid?
We're still working on that, actually. So I don't think we want to talk about exactly where the power is going to land.
Okay. Yeah. And so for current raids, George Murdoch asks, what will happen to the current raids? Will the power level requirements go up, and will the drops be up to the new cap?
Same thing. We're still working on the power requirements. We don't have an answer right now.
Okay. Shane Sanchez on YouTube says, will the raids be changed based on the new weapon system?
So the new raid was designed with the new weapons and the new weapon slots in mind. The old raids are still the old raids. They're still so they're going to play a little different with the new weapon slots.
Okay. Rare Loot Brad asks, will the Forsaken raid layers have different and unique raid armor from the initial raid?
We're going to, I think we've said
the new raid.
Yeah.
So the Forsaken raid is going to have new armor.
Yep.
Weapons. I don't think we're talking about how we're going to handle rewards for the annual pass on the raid stuff just yet.
Okay. And so Jamie Lochran on YouTube asks, are there any plans to remaster any of the old raids, sort of old encounters with the new weapon system, subclasses, and maybe some new gear?
This comes up a lot.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We don't have any plans to announce about that.
But it's a great idea.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a fan.
Yep.
Joseph Backhoe's got a couple questions on here. What types of changes can we expect for existing subclass nodes? Any specific examples?
There's going to be some bug fixes, but we don't have anything specific to talk about the old subclasses.
If you just throw your hammer at nothing and pick it back up, will you still get health regen from it?
I just like that he's throwing his hammer at nothing.
Yeah, sure.
What is that? I have no idea. I don't think so.
It seems like you shouldn't.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't.
Right. If you select a strike from the map, will there be matchmaking for it?
Yes.
Excellent. Wason Films asks, enemy-themed gear, please? I need it in my life again.
Oh, yeah. There's a set of gear themed around the Tangled Shore and the Fallen. That's really cool.
Great. Super Ammo asks, do each of the Barons have their own specific gear or weapons that they drop?
I think we want you to play the game and find this out for yourself.
Zeeb states in all caps, strike exclusive loot, please.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's do that.
Let's do it. Yes, there will be strike exclusive loot.
Zeeb, thanks you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mikey Eaton asks, well, he states and then asks, I love strikes. Am I going to be able to grind them and have my power level increase substantially?
Yeah. Yes, you will be able to grind strikes. Not up to the power cap, though. So you will get power bumps. There are plenty of challenges associated with strikes that will give you powerful rewards.
Yep.
Hey, you might even make it. Yeah, that's the answer.
Okay.
over a period of
Over
time.
a long time, maybe. Go
right.
for it.
So, Kit Fresa asks, will there be more missions that unlock exotic weapons?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll have to play the game to figure out what they are.
Master at Gaming asks, will there ever be an exotic rocket launcher?
Wardcliff Coil is exotic already, I believe, but maybe it doesn't fit into your typical rocket launcher mentality. Yes. You're going to have to play the game again to find out which one.
Mystic 7 Pro asks, will we get special weapons for each class? Sort of like we had a couple of class exclusive weapons.
We're not doing that this go around.
All right. So Protoman 316 asks, in the rapid fire question segment, you said that collecting an armor set gets you a badge. Can you elaborate on that badge system?
Yeah, so they're in the collections as you complete sets. You can take this one if you want.
You got it.
Sets. You get a badge, and as you get badges, those earn you triumphs, and those triumphs could give you titles. And the badges look cool.
And they look so like in your collection. There's a bunch of ones that are grayed out. You can earn them. They pop out. They look neat, and so they're all themed around different types of things to collect.
Ace Knight on YouTube asks, what is the special reward Year 1 veterans are going to get?
Well, it's happening right now in Solstice. I think that's the way you should think about that is if you're playing Solstice right now, those triumphs are being tracked, and you'll get credit for those when the game comes out.
Eric Clark asks, will there be solo-friendly endgame content in Year 2 of Destiny 2 Forsaken, or even maybe something similar to the Prison of Elders?
You can play Gambit by yourself, and you can Endgame, the Dreaming City, you can patrol by yourself and do a bunch of stuff.
Yes, we've been trying really hard to make sure there's plenty of things for solo players to do at the end of the game, and so the answer is emphatic yes. There's a lot of activities like Gambit, and then we can't wait. When you get to the Dreaming City, there's things for you to find that are very interesting for solo players.
Yep.
JP has a two-part question. What are the best pizza toppings, and are you changing adventures in any way?
I'm going to defer food questions to Scott.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That doesn't mean anything.
My personal, for pizza, I like pepperoni, kind of boring. And then I like mushrooms and peppers, and then salt and pepper. And
no peppers.
And a drizzle of, what do you call it? What's the like?
What are you talking about?
No, there's like that doesn't matter.
It's no peppers. Banana peppers. No
bananas.
Banana peppers.
Adventures. I think it's fair to say we were kind of like. There's a lot of players who didn't play all the adventures in D2, and we thought they were pretty sweet.
Toppings.
Yeah. And so we wanted to integrate them more into the experience, and so we're going to deploy them kind of differently in a way that you'll see. We want people to experience that content. We think that content was really cool. And so that's the change, I guess, we want people to be excited to play them and have reasons to do it.
Yeah.
Jordan Davies on YouTube asks, are public events and heroic public events going to become more rewarding? Are those rewards getting changed?
Really? You need them to be more rewarding? I don't think so.
All right. Jolly Cooperation on YouTube asks, will guided games get any sort of changes to it?
No.
All right. And Andy Blank on Game Informer says, will you be bringing back light machine guns? If not, why?
Well, we're focusing on the bow, and so no for Forsaken.
No, the answer is no, but yeah.
All right. I'm Ariad on YouTube asks, will heavy or energy ammo synths be coming back in Forsaken or in the future?
No plans.
Not in Forsaken, and who knows?
Right. Benny Canella wants to have the radar back in Trials, if at all possible.
Want to say anything about Trials?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's no plans for. The answer is that we're not talking about Trials just yet, so I don't think we have an answer for that one.
I will say we're looking at Trials and talking a lot about it, and when we're ready to share, we're excited.
Talking about it
inside in here, yes.
Okay, but there are plans to sort of change it in some way.
Yeah,
we're looking.
We're looking at Trials. Okay. We're putting Trials under the microscope, and then, no plans on specifically on the radar.
Caleb Watkins on YouTube asks, will Iron Banner, Trials of the Nine, and Competitive be available to players without Forsaken? And will the weapons from those activities still be obtainable without the Forsaken DLC?
Iron Banner. What was it again? Oh,
Yeah,
Iron
can
Banner competitive and
Trials of the Nine, yeah.
I believe they all will be.
Let
We have a fact check thing here, just to
me check here.
fact check.
So can you
There we
repeat
go.
the question?
Will Iron Banner, Trials of the Nine, and competitive be available to players without Forsaken, and the rewards as well?
Okay, so if
Yes,
you
right.
don't buy Forsaken, you won't be able to get past Power 400. You'll still be able to play Iron Banner and Trials when it comes out. You can go into the activities, but you will be competing against players with higher power. You'll still be able to acquire all the gear if you're able to, get it from all Iron Banner Trials and the season stuff. As far as competitive goes, that will be available to all players, and power is not enabled, so all the gear is available as well. I think that was, big question.
Frank the Tank asks, ever considered making our ships a part of the game or endgame? Maybe some races across the galaxy or battling the Cabal space wars?
That comes up.
It comes up a lot.
Yeah, it comes up, but we're
no
not.
plans in
Not
Forsaken.
working on that right now.
Carter Johannes asks, will we be able to put shaders on swords?
What do you think, Steve? The big one.
Use sword? Yes, actually, yes, that is something we're getting in.
Keith Lewis asks, will Eververse still be a thing in Forsaken?
Yes.
Yep.
Frank Cilantro asks, mass shader deletion. We need more information. Can you describe
boy.
what it feels like?
Steve, do
Oh,
you want to do
You
this?
can do this one.
I think
You love this. This is
Well,
so,
no, you
yeah,
do
go
it.
for it.
You do it.
Okay, I don't know why we're fighting about shader deletion, but the Cryptarch is going to allow you to be able to delete shaders in groups of 5. So it's kind of cathartic. You get to go and just do it really quickly. You can get through all your shaders and get rid of them. And then, that's basically the mechanic.
Yeah, and definitely the reason that's something that everyone's going to go do is that you can pull shaders out of your collection now. So you don't need to kind of hoard all of them. They still drop. You're still going to get them, and then you can decide really which ones you want to kind of keep a bunch of and which ones you want to get rid of. But yes, you'll get it when you.
Just milk them all.
I imagine most people's experiences is that when they first go to the Cryptarch, they're going to have a bunch of shaders there that you can choose to delete or not delete.
Baguette asks, if you choose the knife subclass for Golden Gun Hunter, what happens with Celestial Nighthawk?
Right, because so that would be too good. So you're still going to throw all your knives. You're not going to go down to one knife, and that would be that. So basically, Celestial Nighthawk will not affect the knives.
Gotcha.
All right. So Zangmaster on Game Informer site says, I've noticed a lot of the abilities incorporate a third-person camera. Have you all ever considered having this camera view as an option for the game in general?
Yeah, I think we've definitely talked about third person before, but not recently. No, the mechanic of first person to third person when you use your supers is what we pretty much
and in the tower.
Yeah, and in the
social
tower
spaces. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Jonathan Olivier, I hope I pronounced that right, on Game Informer site says, considering that the Skull of Dire Ahamkara and Obsidian Mine have been merged together, will there ever be an ornament for the Skull of Dire Ahamkara that gives it the appearance of Obsidian Mine?
Wow. I'm going to have to go on the internet here to look this up in the dark web, maybe. I think I do like the way Obsidian Mine looks, and I would like that ornament, but no, there are no plans right now to do that.
Okay, and so Gabriel Uchiha on YouTube asks, will we ever have a collab with other games like Monster Hunter does? They do that a lot, and it's super fun.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think the answer to that question is no.
Yeah.
Do they want monsters?
No, just like,
Hunter
would you
in
guys ever
Destiny?
consider doing like a collaborate, like any sort of crossover
Teaming
promotion
up?
with other games? Yeah.
Like you're doing with Red Baron Pizza.
No, there are
Yeah.
no plans to do that right now. But I'm like, this could get interesting. So no.
Okay. So our last question here is from Lady Ephrodite herself on YouTube, who says, "Still no statue for me, I see."
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Not
sorry.
yet.
I like your name.
All right.
That's
So
good.
that's
Cool.
that's it. That's all the
Is that
questions.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so
Have
much for
fun.
joining us, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Of course.
guys.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the rest of our Forsaken coverage on the site, and make sure to tune into the Game Informer show. We have an episode every Thursday, so check us out. Bye.